Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today on this other video, we're going to be talking about something a little bit more on the movie side of things. So I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with the character Superman, one of the most popular superheroes out there, right up there with Spider-Man, Batman, all those greats. And this is more in line with what DC, the studio that is going to be doing the new movies, and has been doing the movies, of course, with the new reboot Superman, has got to say about what's going on. So recently, this comes, of course, from the source of Bounding Into Comics. They had an article posted talking about how DC Studios' Superman is considered a quote-unquote mess with bad buzz by inside sources. So essentially, this trailer for Superman, which, by the way, it was a teaser trailer that dropped like a week ago, just about. It's already amassed nearly 50 million views on YouTube alone. It's kind of insane how much people have been kind of highly anticipating a new Superman project, especially with, the Superman drought that a lot of the fandom had gone through, especially, after Batman v Superman, the Justice League. The Justice League was kind of like the real last time where we got to see Superman in any sort of like powerful capacity. I know that he was there in like a post-credit scene, Henry Cavill's in the movie Black Adam, but that didn't really go anywhere. So anyways, what ended up happening was that there was apparently this source that went to dinner with someone that they knew, and they were talking about how the buzz from within the lot of Warner Brothers is not good for the new Superman movie. Now, this undoubtedly is going to probably lead to some more reshoots, which a lot of people might, assimilate to something being bad because of that. Not at this point, in the year 2024, at the time of this recording, its reshoots are not really that uncommon. It's almost, every single movie tries to be a big blockbuster movie. Every single movie tries to pump out the high octane action, high budgets, high spectacle, and what you end up with is a situation where you also have to meet up with that high return. And if it doesn't, then unfortunately it ends up dead in the water as a one-off. So with Superman, the reshoots, we knew that was going to happen. Marvel does reshoots almost all the time. Almost anything Disney does and nowadays has reshoots consistently. A lot of other popular film franchises do reshoots as well. So this should not be anything really to bat an eye on. And as someone who isn't really a Superman super fan, I'm more of a Spider-Man fan, but I can definitely attest to the fact that just because we are hearing these words now, you guys got to remember that the final project we're going to see on screen is likely going to be very different from what we have, already been hearing about with this whole buzz going around, especially as of recent, because, things are bound to change. The film comes out, I believe, in June or July, July 11th, it looks like. Yeah, July 11th. There's still a lot of time between now and then, and I don't think that this is really any cause for concern. Now, if we had been hearing about this, kind of like the state that Captain America 4 was in, where you're only 1 month, 2 months, maybe 3 months off from release, and you're hearing about how the film is struggling to still meet audience expectations to the point where they're kind of hounding on it, and you don't really know exactly what's going to come out of what, then at that point, then that might be more cause for concern. But as it stands right now, if you're a Superman fan, I feel like the best thing to do right now is to still keep that hope alive, right? I mean, that's what the character's all about. But moreover than that, even though Warner Brothers has made a lot of questionable decisions, right? A lot of these companies have made a lot of very questionable decisions with their IPs to the point where it kind of looks like sometimes they want to go ahead and flop their own franchises. But despite all of that, if you enjoyed the trailer, I feel like it's going to be something where, it could probably only be more of that, right? Now, I'm not really much of a Superman fan where with all these other heroes in the same movie and that kind of stuff. I much prefer Superman's story that's more on his own, but I understand that that's not what a lot of people also do prefer. So, and that's fine. That's fine. Everyone has their own taste. In my opinion, it's probably an unpopular opinion, but one of my favorite films for Superman was Man of Steel. I feel like that to me is the definitive Superman origin story. I know a lot of Superman fans out there would disagree with that take. That's perfectly fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. What I do think, though, at the end of the day, is not to lose hope, chat. I feel like at the end of the day, they're going to be doing the reshoots, and until we get any further confirmation, right now, James Gunn seems to be talking about how he did try to kind of like settle on what's going on. And, you know, sometimes when these things get out there, they're not meant to be out there in the public. Like, we were not supposed to find out about any of this. Obviously, when a studio does screenings to their own, at their own lots, it's really just for like the directors, the producers, you know, like the people in charge of the film to go ahead and get a good crack at it. Maybe some of the other, sometimes they get like family members from some of the cast and audiences, you know, that kind of thing. And then sometimes to get like an initial take on the film just to see how it kind of rubs the audience. So I feel like there's still a lot of time. The movie still has a lot of time in the oven, so it can only be up from here. And if you guys do enjoy these kinds of videos, I do try to do these as much as I can. I talk about movies, video games, and also occasionally music, but we'll see how that goes. And guys, and that has been a short one for today. I do hope that you guys enjoyed. I always do usually try to address these things with their sources as well. So in this case, it was from Bounding Into Comics. If you guys do want to know what their actual sources were, Jeff Snyder on the Hot Mic podcast. So honestly, you know, take everything with a grain of salt and make sure that you guys make informed decisions. And with that being said, I will see you guys all in the next video, guys. Take care.